Okay, there's been a lot of fuss going on about Ariadne's thread being too hard. Luckily, there is a build that will make it seem easy. I made this video as a 1.5c, but it should work in the future. Let's get right into it. For starters, the ships that you can use are Tormentor AE, Mauler, and Atlas. If you have none of those, then there is not much of a point in watching this, but with a ship class rework, we might get something just as good or even better in the future. The main weapon needs to be a mix between the area damage of the coil mortar and the precision and long range of positron. We have Dagnet for that. Wait, I actually haven't bought a T5 one. Oh, and it's not that expensive. Sure, why not? As for the missile slot, you will need a torpedo, since it's one of the missiles that deals the most damage, which will be useful against the tracker stations. Active modules will be based on mobility and regeneration. For that you will need a repair kit, a shield booster, a Cenobi jump, and a reverse thruster. Both are recommended, but you have only one of them, then use the EM scattering field, so it will be easier to cloak. Passive modules will be focused on firepower. On the engine you can use a shirt cooler and a vernier for Tormentor AE. For the capacitor you will use one pulse discharger for every ship, and the rest will be radium hissings as the slots allow. The shield is the most important. You will need the MGS box camo, which is the key item to this build. Additionally, you will use the kinetic and thermal resistances as the slots allow. Focus on the kinetic ones, as the frigates, except the snipers, fighters, and the coordinator each have kinetic weapons. The interceptors have EO weapons, but they can be easily disposed of. Hull is the same, kinetic and thermal resistances. You can also use an armor-plated hull or EM resistances for the rest. The CPU is just crit, infrared scanner and enhanced scanner followed by a target tracking processor if you are Mauler. The reason why is that the longer render range allows you to lock targets from a greater distance, making hitting targets at long range easier. Finally, the implants. I went for something basic, focusing on damage. Since you will be standing completely still, it should be convenient for most of them. I'm not gonna go in depth with each of them, since I suppose you understand them by now. Alright, enough chatter, time for action. There are a few important tactics to know about though. When warping around objectives, you can see them on the ship position marker. If you want to warp directly into it, you will have to adjust yourself until the marker is wildly moving across. This means you are pointed directly at the object and can warp near it without looking back, but do be careful to not warp into the enemy's range. Speaking of range, they can still attack you if you get closer than 1 km. They will detect you regardless of being rather invisible. Remember to save your torpedoes until you have to destroy the stations, and use them up as soon as they are ready. The more damage you output, the better. Alternatively, you can also focus on the side quests. Your modules will allow you to quickly move across the map. But for tasks such as defending the allied destroyer and picking up the Warden's destroyed ship, you might have some trouble. While capturing the beacons you can focus on killing the ships, but keep an eye on the capture progress so you will be ready to jump to the next one. Don't waste any time. Alright, now for a video example on how to do the mission. The footage was sped up by 300%, just so you know. That sums up this whole guide. Ranking an average of 1 million credits every 9 minutes or so with a pretty much guaranteed chance to win sounds like a good plan. Of course, this can also be done with a well-suited destroyer, but since it's harder to get it might not be a go-to option at the moment. I'll try to see if there are any other ways to do this, but so far this is the best one. Anyways, thanks for watching, hope you found this helpful. I'll be back soon with another voiced video on something more interesting. Make sure to stay tuned and I will see you sometime later, I guess. I don't know, the English language is insane.